Hey everybody, this is Matt with Stokes Music Studios. I'm going to show you a major scale on piano for guitar players. If you're struggling to play your major scale on the guitar, if you're struggling to understand the major scale, please watch this video. I'm going to explain it to you and you're going to finally get it. First, I'm going to explain the difference between a half step and a whole step. A half step and a whole step, these are intervals. That means it's a distance in pitch, okay? You can see it right here. A half step looks like this. It's from one note to the very next note. It might be from E to F, or from F to F sharp, or it could be from B to C. I think you get the point. It's from one note to the very next note. Two half steps equals a whole step. Today's example will be in the key of C, so we're going to be playing only white keys, but I want you to notice the half steps and the whole steps. That's the important part of this video, and then we're going to look at it on guitar, okay? The first note we're going to play is middle C. It's just to the left of these two black keys. That's our root note, C. To get to the next note, we're going to go up a whole step. Can you spot the whole step? Let me show you. Here's a half step plus another half step. There's our second note. It's D, but we're just going to call it 2. 1, 2. Go ahead and play your root again. 1, 2. The next note is a whole step up. So we're going to go up a whole step. Can you spot it? That's right. 3. All right, it's going to be very important for you to sing these notes. It's going to really help lock it into your brain, these distances in pitch that we need to make to create the sound of the major scale, all right? The fourth note is only a half step up. The fifth note is a whole step up. The sixth note is a whole step up. The seventh note is a whole step up. And to get to our final note, it's only a half step. So that formula is whole step, half. Whole step, half. Or you could just remember where the half steps occur. Right here between the third and fourth note, and also between the seventh and the eighth note, okay? If you memorize that and you always sing your scale degrees, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You're always going to know when it's time for a half step. Some of us can intuitively hear that half step coming, but if you don't, all you need to know is when you play 3, 1, 2, 3, it's time for a half step. 4, 5, 6, 7, and when you play 7, it's time for another half step. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, let's look at it on guitar. We're going to use C on the 3rd fret. In today's example, you can use one finger to play all these notes if you want to. You don't have to use any particular finger. I just want you to see the whole steps and the half steps involved. Here's C on the 3rd fret of the 5th string. Okay? Now remember, it's a whole step to get to our second note. Did you see the whole step? It's a half step and a half step makes a whole. So there's our root note and the second note of our scale. To get to your 3rd note, you're going to go up another whole step. So watch. Here's my root, here's my 2, and here's my 3rd note. 3. And now it's time for a half step. Remember? 4. It's a whole step to 5, 5, and a whole step to 6, 6, and a whole step to 7, 7, and now it's time for our half step. 8. Now in this pattern of C major, I'm starting on the 8th fret of the big string. And I want you to just notice some of these whole steps and half steps are really easy to spot. From your root to your 2, you can see that whole step. Your 3 is right here. Here's your 3rd note. It's on the 7th fret of the A string. And here's your 4th note. It's a half step away. To get to your 5th note, it's a whole step. To get to your 6th note, it's a whole step, and that's going to be found right here on the 7th fret of the D string. It's a whole step to get to your 7th note. You can play that with your 3rd finger. And now it's time for a half step to our final note. We can play it with our pinky. Practice the scale. Practice the scale and sing the scale degrees as you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If this is hard for you, check it out. Watch this. You can do this anytime you're having difficulties on guitar. The first thing I just did, if you're a new player, it's going to be hard to use your 2nd finger and your 4th finger to make that whole step. So try it on a smaller string. Just the motion, everybody. Let's get good at doing that so that one day we can do it on the big string. It's a motion you're going to need. Hey everybody, I really hope that helps you understand the major scale, but if you need more help, come in today and meet with one of our teachers. We'd love to schedule a lesson for you. We're right here in Greer. We're also on Patreon. My name's Matt. We love helping you. Be nice to your neighbor. I'll see you next time. And for scales on ukulele, see our next video.